Hello, I'm IBX Tweaker, and today I'm going to be talking about and answering questions about the next big feature update for Minecraft console versions, whether that be Xbox 60, PS3, PS4 or Xbox One, because they all have the same code base and therefore get updates at the same time. So the reason people are really curious about this one, and I get a lot of questions about it anyway, is because basically it's been 6 months since the last big feature update, which was Title Update 14, which brought us onto Power 1.3 from the PC, and because it's been so long, lots of people are really curious as to when the next update's coming out, and 4J aren't really, saying much publicly on the matter, so they haven't told us anything about what's actually going to be in it, besides, hinting a lot at stuff. They haven't told us when it's releasing or any of that stuff, so I figured I'd fill in the blanks, because 4J are pretty methodical. You can work out what they're doing based on their previous history, because it's, until the Minecraft PS3 came out, it was very clockwork, and I imagine it'll be going back to that now that there's no more consoles to release. So, to quickly just answer the first question about what it will be called, I imagine it will be called Title Update 18. Lots of people think it'll be Title Update 19 or 20, because there's lots of bug fixes going out for all the platforms, as well as the latest update for PS3. The reason it should only be called Title Update 18 is because usually if there's, bug fixes for one platform, they don't call it a title update. The title update is 1, the Xbox 60 update, and 2, the updates that go out for every platform. So that's why I think it will be called Title Update 18 and not 19. But yeah, let's get straight into the questions, shall we, about Title Update 18. So this first one comes in from Anything Reviewer. By the way, this was I asked on Twitter. If you want to keep up to date with these, you can follow me on Twitter. But it comes from Anything Reviewer, who says, at IBX Toycat, do you think we'll get horses? So this is the most asked for thing in Title Update 18 ever. Like, I get so many questions asked me out, and I don't honestly understand why. Horses are kind of cool, I get it, but they're just kind of a way of getting around faster. But to answer your question, I think we'll get horses in Title Update 18, because 4J have very, very strongly hinted before. It was before Title Update 14, but they were like, oh, horses, yeah, we'll get around to those, because they're the number one request that 4J get too. I don't understand entirely, but I'm pretty certain that they'll want to be pleasing the crowd with a big update for the next gen consoles. They want to get more sales, so they'll probably add in horses. So everyone's like, wow, they have horses, let's go buy it, or something along those lines. That's how I imagine the conversations going in their head. I can't imagine why they wouldn't, because it's just one mob to bring forward. So yeah, I imagine we'll get horses in Title Update 18. So next up comes in from Spidey010, who asks, at IBX Toycat, will Color Glass/Glass Pane will be coming in TU18 or a future update? I'm afraid this would probably be a future update. So like I said, TU18, or I haven't said this yet, but TU18 is going to be roughly based on 1.4. Every update so far has been based on 0.1 forwards on the PC, so, seeing a feature from pretty far forwards isn't that likely. However, it's not that, crazy heavy an update, so we could see it, it's just not very likely. So, yeah, it'll probably be a future update, but you can always cross your fingers and pray, I guess. So, next question comes in from XDolLols, who asks, at IVX Toycat, what are you most looking forward to about Title Update 18? So, besides all the cool YouTube stuff that comes with an update, of course, I'm excited for the fact that we're hopefully going to be able to fight a new boss. That's the intention. Even if we don't, then we're going to have some new mobs. We're going to be having the beacons, which are an awesome endgame thing to just go looking for iron for, because now there'll be a reason to actually mine at the surface again, because getting iron is going to be something you need lots of. To make the 4 high stacks. If you don't know about beacons, they're a cool block that I think will be coming. So, if I had to say what I'm most looking forward to about TU18, probably the beacons, and potentially the Wither if it is coming. So yeah, that's my kind of preference there. Maybe fighting the Wither with beacons, that'd be cool. So next question comes in from Lemulia Leisure. I'm bad at names, apparently. Will they ever add new stuff for Xbox One? I think he means exclusively. And do you need Xbox Live to play with friends? Because I have internet in my house. So, first of all, you do need Xbox Live to play with friends if you're on the Xbox, and second of all, will they add new stuff just for Xbox One? That's what I assume you mean. I think they will probably, at least for the next year or two anyway, be making the updates for all platforms. However, I think we'll start to see new exclusive stuff for the next generation that, is just stuff that can't be done last gen. Like, they'll start increasing the spawn egg limit, that sort of stuff. I don't know why that's not in the game already, but I imagine they're going to try and shove it in there, because right now it's kind of ridiculous that we can't, that we have loads of the same limits on last gen and next gen. Hopefully they'll start improving that sort of stuff. So, next question comes in from Hagee the Chicken, or Blazin_Chicken, who asks, will there be with a boss? So that's because I said please don't ask about horses, because everyone asks about horses. But yeah, so will there be the Wither boss? I think it's one of those really tricky things, because they usually bring everything in from the update, but the one exception to that rule, the big exception that they brought in later, was the Ender Dragon, which was meant to come in 1.0, I believe, and came in 1.1 in the end, because they had to make the entire end, they just couldn't do it in time for 1.0. So maybe Title Update 18 won't include the Wither. Like, if they did, then that'd be the one thing they didn't include. And since they're trying to get this out as fast as they can, I imagine anyway, I don't think the Wither boss is very likely. So I want to believe it's going to be in there. Maybe it's less effort because you don't have to code an entire dimension. But since the Wither drops the frame rate pretty heavily on PC, they'd have to do something to cover that on the 360 or PS3. Because probably the Xbox One and PS4 can handle it. But trying to get that going on last generation consoles, I have no idea how they're going to do it. But maybe they will. Maybe that's what they've been working lots of time on. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, so that's I hope the Wither's coming, but I realistically am not really expecting it. So yeah, let's move on to the next question, which comes from Toxic Man 7ist, or Toxic Mantis, I guess, who asks Infinite Worlds ? I'm not sure which platform in particular he's talking about, so I'll address it for all the platforms. Basically, the Xbox 60 and the PS3 versions of the game probably could run, Infinite Worlds, but it would take a big drain on their resources. You'd get loads of chunk errors and stuff. And even then, there's got the same save size limit, I'll just talk about in a second. And the Xbox One and PS4 definitely can run Infinite Worlds. However, there is a big issue of Infinite Worlds on the consoles, because apparently, we didn't learn this till recently, the Microsoft and Sony have limits on the save file for each individual game. I guess it's so that, each their hard drives last longer or something, but they have limits on there, and whatever the limit is, if you had an Infinite World, you could go over that, because on PC it's 30 million by 30 million. If you could go 30 million blocks out, that would take a lot of storage space, especially if you explore it all. So to stop you from exploring too much for your own good, they have a 5,000 by 5,000 world cap, which I think is pretty reasonable, because even if you fully explore it, it takes maybe a tenth of your overall storage. I could show you, because my Toycat Seed, my most recent Seed Sunday, I explored the entire world, and it took up a massive amount of my save file. So if you then start editing stuff and do all that crazy things, I could really see that save starting to take up maybe like a quarter or a third of your overall space. So if they make the worlds bigger or infinite, you could use one world that takes up everything and then just be done and stuck. And I don't think that's what consoles are all about. There isn't a way to get past that, unfortunately. I wish that Microsoft and Sony would raise the limit, make it so that, Minecraft in particular can have bigger worlds, but right now that's not how it is. So bigger worlds or infinite worlds, not likely to come in the next update, which makes me a little sad, because I think large is big enough for most people, but having the option is always nice. So let's move on to the next question, which are two questions from Carmelo Ike, and I figured I'd just ask them together because they're both pretty simple. So, Hunger Games mode, not likely in Title Update 18. That's kind of a fan pleaser type deal that they'll probably add in the update afterwards when they have lots of time to actually just dedicate themselves on some more difficult stuff. And more biomes, again, not in the update, next update. That's a 1.7 feature, so that's going to be like 3 or 4 updates from now, which kind of sucks, but not more biomes and Hunger Games mode, not next update. Also, sorry if you can hear the cat meowing, he's just meowing at me for no reason. So, next question comes from Gaming Geek, who asks, IBX Toycat, beacons! I have to respond, beacons! With an exclamation mark. So, I think beacons will be coming in 1.4, Title Update 18, which is 1.4, because they're a pretty simple feature. They're a really cool feature because they give you an aura, which allows you to actually, kind of see stuff. I'll link you to my video tutorial on them, but they're a really cool endgame item that gives you a reason to collect iron, gives you a reason to collect diamonds, and it really expands the life cycle of survival, that and the Wither. They're two really big, survival extenders. So I think on a console where you can only really play survival, I think giving that to you, at the very least, if they have to cut the Wither, they have to add the beacons, because then you have something to do in the meantime, because mining diamonds for that is a fun time. So I think beacons will be coming. Next will be coming from X again, who asks, I know this isn't TU18 related, but what do you think of the whole Microsoft buying Minecraft? So I haven't commented on this since my original video, but lots of interesting things have come out. First of all, Notch, a few years ago, tweeted, if you want to buy me, my price is 2 billion, which is the funniest thing. And second of all, according to reports we're seeing on it, because no one's actually said anything from Mojang, if you want to see actual, a report we saw on it said that Microsoft are considering buying it just so that, they can have it for Windows Phone, and they can potentially make the Windows Phone the best version, because if they buy it and they get a lot of, exposure of Windows Phone, and people are, kids are like, oh, I want to buy Windows Phone, then that's going to be a big boost for Microsoft in a market where they don't do too well. If you don't know, Windows Phone is the least popular mobile operating system. I think it's even behind, the BlackBerry one. It's not doing great right now. If they get a killer app like Minecraft, Minecraft, plus the amount of money that they can make in Minecraft anyway. But if they get a really big app on there, I think that might be one of the things that starts to lead Windows Phone in the right direction. And they're clearly not going to abandon it, so that's why I think Microsoft are buying Mojang/Minecraft for the, just basically to have the Windows Phone versions. So, yeah, it's not going to be too bad, because I don't think they're going to neglect anything else to do that. They might start favouring the Xbox One/Xbox 60, but yeah, right now it's hard to say. So I hope you enjoyed this video talking about Title Update 18. If you did, please do like it, let me know. Leave questions if you have any more, because I might do a second one if you get some particularly compelling questions. Share the video if you really liked it. Check out my Seed Sunday from earlier today. It's absolutely insane. I was talking about earlier. I explored the full map, and it has 15 villages and 10 temples. So definitely check that out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.